Ever since my Iron Man film, I've received several questions on how I did the phonetic mouth animation featured in that film. In this tutorial, I'm going to go through the process I used to create that effect. You'll need Adobe After Effects, a face template, a phonetic guide, and optionally Adobe Illustrator. All of my face templates and phonetic guides are available to download on my website, and there will be a link to those in the description. Okay, so I started with a new After Effects composition with a minifigure with no face. To start off, you need to import the Illustrator face template. So to do that, in After Effects, click File, Import, and then File again. Now select the Illustrator file and be sure to go down and select Import As and Composition Retain Layer Sizes. Once you do that, click Open. Now drag the composition into the approximate area where the face is, then double click on the composition and go to Composition and then Composition Settings, and we're going to need to edit the parameters of the width of the composition. The Illustrator template was 1000 by 1000, but we need to increase it to a 4:1 aspect ratio, so we're going to make the width to 4000 and click OK. Now go to Layer, New, and then click Solid. And we're going to keep that green color and drag it to the bottom so that it makes the layer no longer transparent. Now select all the mouth shape layers, right click, and select Pre-Compose. We're going to name this pre-composition Mouth, and click OK. Now open up the newly created mouth composition, and we're going to select all the files again and make them all visible. Now use Alt right bracket to chop all the layers down to one frame. Go to Animation, Keyframe Assistant, and select Sequence Layers. Be sure that overlap is not selected and click OK. This will make each mouth take up a different frame. Let's go back to the face composition and import a sound file. Drag the audio clip near the mouth composition. Double tap the L key to bring up the sound waveform. Right click the mouth composition and go to Time and enable time remapping. Time remapping allows you to select what frames are being shown when on the timeline. Right click on the first keyframe and select Toggle Hold Keyframe. Now we can move through the timeline, and using time remapping we can select a mouth shape by typing in a number. So here if we want the number 6 shape mouth, we just enter the number 6 and it will stay there until we select another mouth shape. Now say we want the 12 mouth shape here, we just go over there and select 12, and it will hold until we select another mouth shape. This is when the phonetic guide comes into play. Match the phonetic sound made by the character to the face on the guide and select that number. Do this for each sound made by the character. I'm going to speed this part up because it takes a long time. So here's what it looks like when it's all done. Hello, how are you doing today? All that is left to do is to place the newly created digital face onto the original minifigure. To make things a little bit easier to track where the position of the face should be, we're going to decrease the opacity of the face layer. Now we're going to go to Effects and Presets and find CC Cylinder. Once we find it, we're going to drag it onto the face layer. Now decrease the scale of the face layer until it is the size of the head. Now it is time to mess with the parameters of CC Cylinder. First, edit light and set light direction to 0. Go to Render and set to Outside. This will make the cylinder only visible in the front end, allowing the head to rotate 360 degrees properly. Now go to the Position tab and edit the positions of X, Y, and Z until it matches the head. Go to the Rotation tab, mess with the numbers for X, Y, and Z until it matches the head. Go back to the face composition and make the green layer invisible. Now increase the opacity up to 100%. Now go to the blending mode of the face layer and select Hard Light. Adjust light sensitivity of CC Cylinder until it matches properly with the head. Slightly lower the opacity to make it blend a little bit better. Now go to Effects and Presets and search for Blur and add a camera blur. Adjust blur radius until it matches the head. And you're done. This is what the final project will look like. Hello, how are you doing today?